For the love of God, leave comments and tell us things you want us to talk about.
Yes, please do. Hello.
Hello, Ben.
So yes, we're doing this, and this is the last one. So we've done so many.
It's the last one.
Yeah, well, it's the last single player one. So we're heading over to
Oh, hang on. Does that mean that next week we're playing it together
yeah, if
as our
possible.
group, as our shared one, or as your video?
Hmm. We'll have to give that some thought.
Okay, think it over because you're the
Yeah.
awkward one when it comes to us two and doing these things. So
Well, I sort of need to figure out what I'd be doing next, if that were the case.
I thought you'd already decided.
Well, I changed my mind. I'm not doing that after all. Well, I haven't got my
At
scope
all,
on.
or
Oh, I've got my scope. Well, I will. No, probably not at all. But I'll figure
it was
something.
the Yu-Gi-Oh one, right?
No, look, I'll figure something out.
Oh no, it's the Pokemon one, wasn't it?
Yeah, but
Oh, you get me to pick a thing and then you don't do it.
well, I might still use
I
what
didn't
we.
even do the basic bit option.
No, you didn't, which is rare for you. But look, I'll give it some thought.
All right,
And
well, make sure you do because
yes, of
by the
course I
time we
will.
get to, you know. Anyway, have you heard about that bridge?
Yeah,
That's a bit shit, isn't it?
yeah. Would you like to explain what happened?
Well, there was a boat
Yeah,
and there was a bridge
and then there wasn't.
and there was only a boat.
Yeah, a boat hit a bridge in where was it? Detroit,
Baltimore,
Baltimore, and
which is in America for those of you that aren't familiar.
yeah, and it knocked a load of the well, knocked it all out, didn't it?
Yeah, it's quite a shitty situation, really, for the people
Yeah,
involved. What was it? 6 people missing. They found two of the bodies.
I know that. Yeah, I know they found two recently.
That's quite an unfortunate circumstance. You don't hear about many bridge strikes.
Uh, no,
Um,
it's
which is
have you seen the footage?
I saw some of the footage.
Point 243 polymer tip bullet. Yeah, it's quite something. You don't expect to see that, do you? Really?
No, not at all.
It's very,
It's
it's quite shocking, quite sad, really. Um, yeah. One thing that stood out was immediately right wingers jumped on it and said it was a result of I don't know exactly what it is, but they call it DEI. I think it's like affirmative action type thing.
oh okay.
This wouldn't have happened if you hired that white person,
Hmm.
which is a bit
Didn't the boat
shitty.
have an actual failure?
Yeah, the boat had a failure and was captained by a white person. Who,
Say that again.
the boat had a failure and was captained by a white woman.
Okay, so
Mm,
women drivers, right?
mm,
No, but in all seriousness, the last thing I heard was they were looking into if there was an issue with the fuel.
I think it flicked on and off and all sorts.
I think, I think contaminated fuel was the terminology they were using.
All right.
And if that's the case, I don't know who you'd blame. You can't. You'd have to blame like whoever
The fuel.
procured the fuel,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you would. Yeah.
But that could go back, God knows how many stages.
Oh God knows. But no doubt there is an inquiry already in motion.
Yes, the National Transit Board or whatever they're called
Mm,
are looking into it apparently,
yeah.
independently of the Department of Transport, because the
Mm,
Department of Transport don't do that. It is specifically the NTBS or again whatever they're called.
don't know. Don't know much about American transport regulations.
Do you know? I'd have thought that'd be right up your street.
No, weirdly enough, it ain't. Who'd have thunk it? Who'd have thunk it?
Oh, not me. I would have thought it was right up your
Where's
street.
my? Oh, there it is.
Where were you and John Nettles again?
We're in New Zealand.
New Zealand,
Yeah.
down under and then across a bit.
Yes. The more liberal cousins of the Aussies.
So probably the best COVID response
Mm.
that the world saw. Some might call it heavy-handed. Others would call it effective.
Yeah. True that.
Mm,
True
true that
that.
indeed.
Mhm.
Have you got a topic you want to pick, or would you like me to pick another one?
I have one left. How many have you got?
1, 2, 3, 4, and a connection thread.
Well, I think we better have one of yours then.
Okay then. So you know Star Wars.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's that thing that nerds get obsessed over.
You know, I just want to talk about it for like 5-10 minutes.
Do you?
Funnily enough, yeah.
Go
I'm not
on
obsessed
then.
with anything, but it's a question I saw posed earlier, and I want to know your thoughts on it.
Okay.
So you know Order 66.
Yeah.
There's
Is
a
it?
scene that we see where. Oh, actually, would you like to explain what Order 66
Well,
is
Order
for a viewer who may not
66
know?
is the thing that Palpatine famously executes in Revenge of the Sith, which essentially commands all clone troopers to murder the Jedi. I thought you were going to mention the Reddit post that said, "What if it went the other way round?" You know, where the Jedi decide to wipe out all the clones. But go
Oh
on, yeah,
no. Well, we see him specifically talk to Commander Cody by name and execute the order.
yeah,
He says, "Commander Cody, execute Order 66." Blah 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 blah. They fire the cannon. Job done. But well, not done. Famously not done, or else a lot of the second half of the series wouldn't have happened, right? But
mhm.
still, how many of those did he give for personal treatment for?
Well, I don't know. I suppose you could argue every single Jedi that had a commander with them, he gave the order to. But
Thousands.
I don't know. It
No,
seems
that's not true. There was about 200 of them, I believe, is the canon. There was about 200 odd proper Jedi
that's a long
left
time.
after the Battle of Geonosis.
You think he would have streamlined that into like a button?
Well,
You
that's the
know?
thing. The stuff I saw, it was on Reddit, funny enough, was suggesting that perhaps only the key Jedi that were considered to be a threat had a direct message, and everyone else had a more vague general instruction.
Mm,
And it got passed down because that's how these things work, right?
yeah.
Chain of command and all that. But it does beg the question why Yoda was so late on the list.
Was he?
Well, Yoda had enough time to feel a
Feel.
disturbance in the Force,
Yeah, that's true.
recover enough from it to get his senses back, to get his wits about him again,
Mm,
and then decapitate the two clone troopers that were going to try and kill him.
yeah.
Like that is, I know the Force moves quite quickly, really.
Yeah.
Well, at least it's presented to me quite quickly. But in the grand scheme of things, that still seems like Yoda probably should have been higher on the list of priority people for him to
Should have
be
been
calling.
first, possibly. Or I suppose it makes sense if the Obi-Wan was first. What was his connection to Anakin? Better to get him
Well,
out of the way.
that was the point that was someone made on that Reddit post, was they said that take Obi-Wan out because he's the strongest like competitor for keeping Anakin on whatever side he's on.
Yeah.
I suppose it helps that 4 of them went after him in his officers because that's 4 less to worry about.
Yeah. That. Yeah.
4 less to be dealing with in the Jedi Temple. Although 3 of them went down like bitches. But yeah, no, I just thought it was a ridiculous fucking idea that maybe he'd just ring them all up individually
Yes.
and be like, you know,
It's a range of
Commander
them.
Cody, Commander Rex, Commander Pete, all these different people
Yeah. Yeah.
execute the order. And it's only like a 15-second call, isn't it? But it takes time to connect and it takes time to go
Again,
through it.
he probably could have had a pre-recorded message set up.
Very possibly. Very possibly.
You know,
They do something in the Bad Batch. I can't remember the specifics of it, but this is the one we're about for clones that don't execute the order because they're defective in some way.
mm,
And they talk about how they're getting a repeating message, and they don't know what that order is. They're
yeah.
not familiar with it. But it's one of them. One of them things where I saw that about a year and a half ago, and I've not watched the newer episodes yet because the series isn't finished, and I want to binge it.
Yeah.
Oh, I quite enjoyed that. It was quite. For the
When's
most
it
part, it was quite
set?
good.
Before
It's set.
The New Hope, I presume, maybe.
Yeah, it's set like very short. The very start of it is right after um, Order 66 is executed. Like they're being
Mm.
told to execute it,
Mm.
and they don't. I mean, it's probably like a few years after that at this point. But very importantly, I recognised some artwork from back in Legends stuff
Yeah.
that is coming back into canon. The hollowed out mountain that supposedly the cloning experiments for Palpatine was going on at. A vague piece of artwork from years and years ago that I saw,
Yeah.
and they've recreated it in the. I mean, it's animated, so it's easy for them to recreate it, right? But
Yeah. I suppose.
the
Yeah.
fact that they've taken that particular imagery.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I should probably watch the original trilogy again. I'm coming. I'm coming.
I think it's the recent batch of people that are making the shows, like Dave Filoni, for example.
Mm.
He is very much trying to acknowledge the existence of what they refer to as the Legends canon.
Yes, the stuff that is no longer canon, the
Yeah,
stuff that
like
was purged.
a lot of silly little bits from that are sort of making their way back into the recognized Disney canon.
Mm.
You know,
That was an
which is
appalling
good.
shot.
That wasn't a point. What the hell did you hear? If
Yes.
it didn't have a hump, you'd have missed that.
Yeah, no, I would
I bet
have.
it's got a hump now, isn't it?
It's a very noble looking beard, isn't it?
Mm.
That's a proper
But no,
beard.
yeah. I just thought that was something worth
Yeah.
getting your thoughts on because I mean it's a. Have you seen Robot Chicken when they do their Star Wars stuff?
No, I've seen clips, I'm sure, but
There's one particular scene where they have Palpatine on an escalator in the Death Star, going up or down it, and then stormtroopers go in the opposite direction next to it on a because escalators go next to each other, don't they normally?
yeah.
And they're saying like my lord every time they go past him, and he's like stormtrooper, my lord, stormtrooper. And he gets a point after like 12 of these where he's just pissed off because it's incessant. And he's just telling them to fuck off and go fuck themselves and giving them a finger. And it's just silly little things like that. It's funnier when you're watching it.
I
right?
bet.
Just,
Remember the Family Guy Star Wars stuff, the Blue Harvest stuff.
yeah. They came out after Robot Chicken did it
Yeah.
because they reference a Robot Chicken one, don't they?
Well, yeah. I mean, Seth Green is in Robot Chicken, as I understand.
He's a part of that team. Yes. But no, they've got a bloke who's cleaning, just generally cleaning stuff up with like a mop.
Yeah.
And then Darth Maul's body lands right next to him. And he's like, "Ah, fuck this shit."
Yeah. And then he's there when the Emperor dies as well, isn't he?
And when Luke's hand, I think, is the one. Don't know what it is about him working near massive drops that people keep having parts of themselves fall down. But hey, whatever happens. Right, we can move on from Star Wars now if you'd like.
Okay.
Would you like your connections, and?
Yeah, go on.
Right then, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Wasn't that witty of me? No, that is in no way actually part of connections. Okay. In all seriousness, there are 14 entries here.
Okay, I have a weird feeling I know what this is going to be.
Really?
Yeah, go on. What's the first one?
Okay. A knight, a hunter, a clown.
Okay, this is not what I thought it was going to be.
What did you think it was going to be?
I thought it was going to be one of my topics.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought it would be the same connections around that I turned into a topic. But what is that? A knight,
okay.
a hunter, and a clown?
Yes.
Well, the first thing that springs to mind, and it's not right, is the Twilight Zone episode, 5 characters in search of an exit. Which
That's
is a classic Twilight Zone episode. May I have some more, please?
Okay. A balloonist, a wizard, and a spaceman.
Is it are they all characters from a certain thing, from a certain joke?
No, not from a certain joke.
But
They
they
are all
are
characters from a certain thing. They're all connected by the presence within a piece of media, a specific piece of media.
okay. Is it a TV show?
It is a TV show.
Are they all in one episode?
No,
Okay. They're all across the series then, is it?
it is across a series.
Is it like an anthology series or something?
Yes, I would say it is an anthology series.
Okay, give me some more names.
Okay, a cook, caveman, and a zookeeper.
Am I familiar with this TV series?
I would say that if you haven't seen it, you have at least heard of it, realistically.
Okay.
I would describe it as iconic, personally, and that's not a phrase I use very often
An
for.
iconic anthology. Well, things like the Twilight Zone spring to mind, and Tales of the Unexpected. Well,
You're thinking far too highbrow
okay.
in terms of the content itself.
Oh, I think maybe I do know. Are these all Homer Simpson's professions?
No,
Oh, I thought I was onto something there.
no, there'd be a whole lot more than 14.
Go on, give us some more.
Okay, a diver,
Mm-hmm.
a cowboy,
Mm-hmm.
and Aladdin.
Aladdin what?
Just Aladdin.
Okay. Is it Mr. Ben?
It is Mr. Ben. Well done.
Instead,
These are all.
Mr. Ben came up at work recently. They're all
Did he
costumes
really?
he wore. Yeah, a colleague of mine was mentioning how his father often walks around the house humming the theme tune to Mr. Ben. Now the colleague said that she had watched the show, and I chimed in because Mr. Ben was a particular favourite of mine when I was a child.
Mm.
How does the theme
I
tune
would
go?
you also describe it as an iconic anthology series?
Maybe not. I wouldn't really describe it. Well, I'm not sure I'd describe it as an anthology, but I see where you're coming from.
Mm.
Yeah, every episode he dresses up as a different character and goes in his. Is it the changing room he goes into, and then he's in a
Yep,
magical world,
it is indeed.
and he's just a mild-mannered business person, I guess.
Just a bloke. Yeah.
Mm.
Do you, by any chance, want to hazard a guess for two costumes that were left?
You say cowboy,
I did say cowboy.
pirate.
Pirate is one of them. Yes. It is the last of them from the original run of
Okay.
episodes. This last
Um,
one is a from a one-off special episode from 2005.
Margaret Thatcher.
No. Although she came up in conversation with my son yesterday.
Oh God. Do you say who's that scary woman? It keeps visiting me in my dreams, telling me to privatise the railways.
And I said, no, Henry, that's your mother.
Oh, the freer the market, the freer the people,
No.
little boy. Oh.
Anyway, this lady's not returning.
The lady's not returning, more like.
Yeah, she did. Anyway, no. 2005. I hazard a guess. Any guesses at all? It's absurd. You're probably never going to guess it, but if you do, it'll be amazing.
Um, is it relevant to the year?
No. Well, actually, let me just double check.
Was it for a special occasion? Because if it was for comic, did he dress up as Lenny Henry? It was
No, he did.
incredibly
He didn't dress up as Lenny
controversial.
Henry. The original broadcast date was the 1st of January 2005. The only thing I could think of that would make it specifically relevant in any way, shape, or form was not then. It was
Uh,
quite. It was a few years before that. So
I don't know.
no. Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah, go on.
A Gladiator.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I said,
yeah,
you probably weren't going to guess it, but the Gladiator film came out in 2000. So
yeah, it's probably not a direct reference. It seems like the sort
no.
of thing that would come up. Did he kill? Did Mr. Ben take
Well,
a life?
the thing that Wikipedia says about it is Mr. Ben is transported to ancient Rome, where he meets his friend Smasher Lagru. Sorry, Smasher Lagru, But he has forgotten that prisoners are made to fight gladiators in the arena,
Oh
and those
no.
who are not beaten will end up facing the lions.
Gosh.
I mean, they've dumbed it down a little bit, haven't they, by saying those who aren't beaten.
Yeah.
But really, what I mean is those who are alive, those who don't die, those who kill to survive. Would you? When do you think the original episodes came out?
I think they ran from like the late 60s or the early 70s, I think, to me.
The very first one apparently originally broadcast on the 25th of February,
Oh,
1971,
Hmm.
which makes all but that last episode, the one that they did in
Significantly
2005,
older than us.
older than my mother.
Gosh.
Almost as old as my dad.
Gosh.
Because he was born in 1970 and she was born in 1976. So yes, these are older
Mm.
than my mother. But yeah, no, I don't even know why I thought of Mr. Ben. It came to mind
Yeah, makes
earlier, and I thought, fuck it, this will be a nice topic.
there's a lot of costumes he dresses up in, and
I knew there wasn't very many episodes as well, because like some of these shows, you think there'd be tons and tons of episodes, but there's barely any. Like Faulty Towers, of which there's like 12.
is that thing
I
going
think
to
it's
run
12.
now? Oh, it is going to run. Oh well. Well, I exchanged a duck for a deer. Yeah, Faulty Towers didn't have a lot. They
Yeah, 12 episodes
knew
in
when to
two
call it
series.
quits. Knew when you needed to quit at your height, really, don't you?
Yeah.
Always even wanting more.
So they say. So they say.
Mm-hmm.
Most of it just wanted me to leave.
Quack. Quack, quack, quack. Yeah. It'll be fine. Well, would you like the topic I thought you were going to do as a connections round?
Yeah, go on.
Or maybe I'll do it as a connections round. Actually, why not?
Well, why not? Treat yourself.
Right. Okay, there's 4 things on this, but there's almost certainly more. A Spider-Man suit.
Okay.
The axe used by Jack Nicholson in The Shining.
So these are movie props that have sold for a ridiculous amount of money,
Yeah.
either recently or just in general.
They sold recently, yeah. Do you know this story?
Yeah, it's not a door, is it? It was advertised as a door in a fucking news article.
Decorative
From
sort of
panel, shall we call it?
like above it, yeah.
From the Titanic film set that Rose survived on.
Yeah, and Indiana Jones whip were among a number of items that sold for like 15 million in total.
Christ.
If I had the money, I probably would have bought that door decorative thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I like Titanic. It's one of my favourite films.
Yeah, but I mean that's a ridiculous amount of money for.
Well, no, the door. So, do you know how much the door thing sold for?
Wasn't it like 750,000?
718,000.
No, close enough.
$750. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, that is still, I would say, a ridiculous amount of money.
Yes, you could buy several houses for that.
You know, just. I just want to. So I've got the Faulty Towers page up.
Yeah.
And something caught my eye. I'm just going to read this paragraph to you, and it's going to take a minute, but just bear with it. It gets to a point. In May 1970, the Monty Python comedy group stayed at the now demolished Glen Eagles Hotel in Torquay, Devon, while filming on location in Paynton.
Yeah.
John Cleese was fascinated with the behaviour of the owner, Donald Sinclair, later describing him as the rudest man I've ever come across in my life. Among such behaviour by Sinclair was his criticism of Terry Gilliam's too American table etiquette and tossing Eric Idle's briefcase out of a window, quote, in case it contained a bomb.
Yes.
Asked why anyone would want to bomb the hotel, Sinclair replied, and I quote, "We've had a lot of staff problems." How fucking ridiculous. Well, I wonder.
Yeah. Yes, you can see why they based a character off him. Apparently, his widow was. I think his widow commented on it and said she found the series hurtful, or something like that.
Oh, well.
Or he wasn't that bad, or he was greatly exaggerated, something like that. Oh,
Rumours of his arseholeness have been greatly
that
exaggerated.
that bomb thing, that reminded me of a Wikipedia page I was on of unusual deaths, and one of them was a guy. He was preparing to light and set off a firework, and a passerby asked him what he was doing. This was in like the 20s or the 30s, and he joked, I'm an IRA man, and I'm about to set off a bomb." And the passerby hit him, and he died.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it was quite something reading that list of unusual deaths. My, well, I don't want to say favourite, but one that pops up regularly and stays in my mind is that lawyer. You probably know the one I'm talking about.
Not from such a vague.
The guy who,
Oh, for good.
well, that's a different lawyer. That's the good. Do you want to explain that one?
Vaguely, isn't it? Is it something along the lines of
He was
how someone couldn't possibly have shot himself with a gun, and then he accidentally shot
well,
himself with a gun?
no, the opposite. He was trying. His client was up for murder charges, and he was trying to demonstrate how the victim might have accidentally shot himself while cleaning his gun, and accidentally shot himself, and the client was found not guilty. That's a damn good lawyer. But the lawyer I was
No.
thinking of is was in Canada, I think. In Canada, I don't know, but he had this trick every time a new group of people started there. He would show off the shatterproof glass
Yes.
by throwing himself into it, and he would bounce off every time. And he did this one time, and it didn't break. And he said, "Why not? I'll do it once more, just to show you how great it is." And wouldn't you know it, it popped out of the frame, and he fell to his death.
And there comes a point where you just gotta, you gotta just let these things happen. Otherwise, some people be stupid.
Yeah, it sort of reminds me of the Darwin Awards, which I don't really like the Darwin Awards. I think they're a bit mean spirited,
Well, you know what people are like.
a bit eugenicsy. Is that a hashtag? That bloody was a hashtag.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
can't believe it's taken you all this time to find a hashtag. That was a good shot.
Thank you. I think I've gotten better as this video series has gone on. You never know.
I should hope so. The amount you played.
Yeah.
You must be getting close to 100 hours now.
Oh, probably.
Probably more.
We've played We've played more than 13 hours alone in this series.
Let me see if it'll tell me.
If you round that up to 13 and a half, that's what, 20?
Maybe. Let's see what thing it says. If it'll let me. Oh, come on, Steam, don't fuck me about. 106 hours on record.
Huh. Well done me for having no life.
Well, you know.
Oh, bugger, that was right there. I thought they'd all pissed off. Apparently not.
I can't really comment on you and your life, seeing as I've spent in the last week and a half, I've spent over a day playing Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
Since the update, I was looking at the save earlier. Before when I loaded the save,
quacky fucks.
When I loaded the save earlier, it told me it was 24 hours and 15 minutes. So, but I do enjoy it. It's quite peaceful at times. And I've been very stressed lately.
I think I might have killed that.
Oh, I hope you did. I've uncovered a mystery that I've not heard anyone talk about.
All right, go on then, Jessica Fletcher. What's the stage?
Scott Mills is missing.
Is he? That's very sad that Scott Mills is missing, and the only person who's noticed or cares is you.
I'm probably not the only person who's noticed. I'm probably not the only person who cares, but I've not seen anyone else mention it. Now, this might be because I don't spend an awful lot of time listening to the radio between the hours of 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock on a weekday, mostly because I'm either in the office or, well, I listen to it when I'm on the school run, but that's only like half the time that I'm actually on the school run. I'm in the car, right? So,
that's a
but he's been covered. He's been getting his shifts covered by different people, and it struck my attention like 2 weeks ago, and I meant to mention it back then, and I finally googled it today. I just googled Scott Mills, and one of the things is when is Scott Mills coming back, and he hasn't offered a suggestion as to why he's not around, but it's been 5 weeks. Which is quite a suspicious thing to not have.
Maybe he's ill or suffering from some sort of addiction.
Well, I mean, I just hope it's not cancer like all these other fucking things that are.
It's one of your topics.
What? Scott Mills?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know much about him or popular DJs, disc jockeys.
Radio DJs. He the article I read suggested quite possibly that it's to do with his wedding, which is meant to be happening. But 5 weeks is a long time for a wedding and a honeymoon, isn't it?
I suppose.
Most people only go for like 1 or 2. Well, it's probably only quite a lot of money.
Maybe he booked some annual leave. Maybe he'd
5 weeks.
He'd saved up some toil.
Not everyone has that.
No, I do.
Technically, I do, because when I work bank holidays, I get a day off instead.
Well, yeah, they calculate it at the beginning of the year, and it gets incorporated into the total.
But I'm working from home tomorrow, so is it really working? Yes, of course it is, but still, Oh, crikey. It got that off. I was a busy boy on Monday.
Were you indeed?
What do you think I got up to on Monday?
I tried to think.
On my day off, I told you pretty much all the things that I did.
Was it, did you tell me?
Yeah, I think I showed you.
You did your carpet.
I did my carpet. I did my hallway carpet. It's the only carpet that's in the flat at the moment. I figured if this is the first time I'll have put a carpet down, I'm going to do it in a room where it doesn't really matter all that much if I fuck it up. So I did the hallway, and I have to say, I probably did fuck it up in a few places, but generally speaking, it doesn't look too bad.
Right, you can put mine down if you like when I get a new house.
Well, I used carpet tiles.
Right, well, I don't know. You can come around and help me paint if you like.
Oh, I'm not good at painting.
Nor am I. Let's do it together.
No, because then one of us will get paint on the other one, and the other one will misconstrue it as flirting, and then it's going to be awkward.
And then we'll have to sleep together, and
fuck.
Then we'll get married, and we'll know where the joke ends. Before you know, we've opened a quaint little B&B.
You know what I'd like to open?
You'd better answer it, because my mind's running.
A bookshop, cafe, bakery combo.
Right. What would you call it? Books and Bakes. Boom. $1 million.
I hadn't considered a name, to be honest with you.
Okay, so you don't want to do it that much then.
It's something that I think if the opportunity came up, I would take it.
I thought you wanted to open a fantasy-inspired bar.
Yeah, but if the opportunity came up, I'd do it.
Okay.
And less a bar, more a tavern. She's running straight for you. Ramming speed.
I think I put enough in it. There
You
we
can
go.
get it. Ramming
Yeah,
speed.
very good. Very good.
I'm
Very
a
good.
clever boy, mate.
I wonder how many animals I've killed in this series.
Too many.
Because it's hard to
Far too
tell.
many.
Because some of these will be in my own time.
I suppose what you could do is you could assume. Well, I mean, with the date and time, you could work it out. But
Well,
I
you
would say
say
take.
that, but I may have played. Well, it's unlikely unless it's a
It's got the date and
primal.
time.
Yeah, that's true. I could do it.
I would say if you wanted to work out a rough idea, see how many you take down tonight, and multiply it by how many videos ever.
Yeah, maybe it does.
Like, it's not going to be perfect, but
No, far from it.
it's by picking a random one, you're more likely to get a
Entirely
reasonable
possible I
average.
kill by that. Yeah, entirely possible I kill around 100.
One for every hour you've played total.
Mm,
So yeah, I put my carpet down, and I got a coat rack today. Turned up,
lovely.
which took me a while to put together, but I did that, and it looks reasonable.
Good.
So I've
Oh,
really DIYing it
mm,
as of late.
I
But it's
am
got to be
looking
done.
forward to having my own place.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Has there been any movement on that yet?
Well, I need to get a short list of houses for us to look at. There was a lovely one near where I used to live, actually. It, it sold on auction, but it was 4 bedrooms and was close to where I work and my doctor's surgery, and there's a corner shop just round the corner. So,
Oh, convenient.
sort of perfect placing. But hey ho, I don't mind too much. It would have sold more at auction, so we'll just have to see. I'll end up in some terrace place, which I
I'm
don't.
not a fan of terraced.
No, it's not. I mean, obviously, in an ideal world, I'd be in a detached, but I can find some terrace places cozy
I
enough that I
am
like.
I am in a semi-detached in the most literal of senses. I don't have someone above me, and I don't have someone to my left, but I do have someone to my right, and I do have someone below me.
You're in the top left, are you?
I am in the top left.
See how I figured that out?
You did. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You know what's really funny to me is that sometimes I get phone calls from people who are like, "We want to put solar panels on your roof," and I'm like, "It's
It's
not
on
my
my
roof."
roof.
Then they're like, "Oh, we want to put insulation in your attic." It's like, "That's not
Not
my
my
attic."
attic. I don't have an attic.
Well, technically, I do actually have an attic. I have access to what is the flat's attic space.
All right.
But there is like a notice on there saying not to go in there.
Because it's
So
haunted.
it's probably filled with asbestos and rats. You know.
Yes, asbestos, rats, and dead teenage boys. Anyway, moving away from dead teenage boys.
No,
Although I don't know what
that's not.
to.
Well, you could alive. No, not alive teenage boys. I don't know.
It was a Gacy reference, incidentally. It was John Wayne Gacy. Fairly horrifying, terrible.
You've got it. You've really got it in for John Wayne Gacy. He comes up so often.
Does he? Well, he's such a
Yeah.
fascinating figure.
So you say.
Even though he's a fucking scuzzball, or was a fucking scuzzball.
Oh, who isn't?
He died. He died. Well, this is the 30 years since he died. I say died. He was executed. He died just.
Is it really?
Yeah, in May.
Mm.
I think May 15th, something like that. He was executed.
Oh wow.
Uh,
If there was such a thing as reincarnation.
mm.
The what was I going to say? I suppose it doesn't really matter whether you say died or executed because I mean they're both accurate.
Well, yeah, but died sort of suggests natural causes.
This is true.
It wasn't, was it? No, that's a big chunky boy.
Look at the antlers on that.
That's a miss.
That was definitely a miss, that one.
Oh well, I hit him the first time, and I reckon I probably got a decent enough shot. Hopefully.
You will, yeah. So you'll have to see. So, what are your plans for the bank holiday Friday?
Well, I haven't done much these last couple of weeks. What me having my little depressive episode last weekend. I think I took a break the weekend before that. I'd quite like. I need to do some audio editing. I'd quite like to do some of that, and I need to tidy my room and get some diary work done.
Well, that was not a good shot.
No, well, it's low is not very low.
So you didn't hit any organs?
No, but we're down. It'll still bleed out.
To be fair, it's down to 50.
So, yeah.
75 already. That is quicker than I expected.
Yeah. See? Look at that. 25 to 50. There's two
You
ways.
must have hit somewhere important then.
Well, if you hit an organ, well, the game rewards you for clean kills. You know, you get points associated with them for trophies. If they bleed out, I don't know whether it's fewer points. I think it's fewer points because it's not quick.
There it is. Let's see where you actually hit it then.
I think I hit it in like the scapula or something. Look at those antlers. Yeah, I got the vertebrae.
Oh, in the back.
It's lovely, lovely antlers, isn't it?
So you'll be doing some audio editing, you think then?
Yeah. Yeah, from a Soap Study video. Oh god, look, I've got 4 points to spend.
You have. I noticed them earlier. I figured you were saving them for something specific.
No, just forget.
Well. I updated my my whiteboard earlier.
Lovely.
With the next few months worth of stuff to go up on the site. The next few months worth of races and the times that we're on, so I know what time I need to be up for. If it is indeed one I need to be up for. The next one in Japan, 6 a.m.
God, why don't you record them?
Because I don't want to record them. I want to watch them live. There's something very satisfying about watching it live.
Doing yourself any favours.
Well, you know.
But I suppose it's a rabbit warren. A burrow.
It is. It's 6 a.m. isn't a big deal on a Sunday. I can do that.
On a Sunday.
And after that, they're all much more reasonable times.
Even
you got China at 8, and then after that, it's afternoons and evenings.
Even God didn't get up at 6 o'clock on a Sunday. He had a lion. He had a kip.
Yeah, well, you know, Some of us take the sport seriously, and I, for one, try to. Yeah, up till the end of July when they take a break. They have a month off. Wish I could have a month off.
I've got 2 weeks off in June, first 2 weeks of June.
Yeah.
House to myself. I'm hoping to
I know
finish the first volume of my bigger writing project. It's be good.
I know I've booked some time off, but I couldn't for the life of you tell you when it was.
Well, are you working on your birthday?
No, I'm off that day.
Okay.
I think I've got 2 weeks off in the summer holidays, but they're not consecutive. There's like a week, a big break, and one a week.
Mm. Mm.
Mm. Yeah, that's probably all I've actually booked, thinking about it.
Mm.
It's awkward because, like, all the people whose holidays I need to work around,
Yeah.
we've all got kids that are around the same sort of age.
Mm. It gets very competitive in the summer, doesn't it?
You can do.
You,
Whereas
you
I'm
yeah,
quite
very nasty.
I'm quite an easygoing, let's coordinate this a bit kind of person. And
No.
by the time I was starting to think about it, they'd already put all their bloody forms in.
Yeah, you can't be doing that. You gotta
Why am I the only team player when it comes to this?
you gotta get stuck in as soon as you can.
Because I am, you know,
What?
I'm such a team player.
Yeah, that's great and all, but if you're a team player, you don't necessarily get what you want.
It's not necessarily about getting what I want. It's about getting the best compromise for everyone.
So then nobody's happy.
Yeah, but as long as everyone's equally unhappy, that's fine.
I want this day off. It's really important to me, Piggy.
You can't be calling people piggy. Not unless you're a redneck. And John Voight's around. And Burt Reynolds is around.
Got me a piggy boy.
Well, if only I could play that on my guitar that sat in the corner.
But yeah, it I could myself. Because it's not like I don't appreciate where you're coming from. I do, but I'm sure you can appreciate why people get, you know, competitive over it. Not even competitive, just sort of very, people get stuck in.
It wouldn't hurt for there to be a conversation.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I'm sure some teams have it. I know there are teams where I work where there's a lot of parents in the team, and they all need whatever time off.
Two main colleagues at the moment, right? Who
Hmm.
we all share a line manager, and then there's a fourth person who is working 2 days a week.
Hmm.
So of the four people, two of them are my direct colleagues. We actually recently got a chart to indicate who's where on the list and all that kind of crap,
Yeah.
right? And we were all on the same. We were connected, all under the same line manager, all in the same row, all that kind of crap. So they are my direct colleagues, yeah.
Hmm.
And not next week, but the week after, one of them's off for a whole week, and the other one's off for 3 days.
Mm.
Which is like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Well.
That's not good planning.
No. But hey
I'm not
ho.
going to be able to get any shit done during
Hey.
those 3 days that the second person's off.
Mm.
And annoyingly, I'm actually going to have to get shit done.
Yeah.
But there's not going to be time to get shit done. And I begrudge doing overtime just because someone can't book holidays properly.
Mm. Well. Yes. I see where you're coming from. You see, is there any? This is what I mean about this game. This area, this map.
Mm.
I mean, it could kind of be anywhere in America, or most. There's a whole number of maps that are basically interchangeable when it comes to scenery and stuff. It's just the diversity of animals that's different.
Have you found a volcano yet?
No.
What about the frozen tundra?
No. Have you got one more topic?
I do have one more topic.
Okay,
It's not a very long one.
let's have it then.
Are you familiar with the river that runs through the town I'm in?
Yeah.
It's a bit low at the moment. Have you heard?
No, I haven't.
It was so low. So what was it? It's so low that I could see ducks walking along the middle of it
Oh,
out my back window, where I actually stood up in the water. Is how little water there was.
that's not good.
No, apparently there was some flooding somewhere, and they need to fix the breach. So before we all get back to normal, but it's going to take a little while. Apparently work's going to start mid-April.
Mm.
But yeah, like just outside my back window, and outside my kitchen window, you can see the river, and it is low. It is like fucking low. You're gonna die if you manage to make that jump, or if you don't die, you're gonna be bloody close to dying.
No, I'm not gonna make it.
That's right. You're not playing Suicide Sim. You can probably jump down the stairs.
Yeah, where's the door? There's a door. Oh fuck!
Yeah. That barely hurt you.
It did the all, didn't it? All right,
That's crazy.
come on, John Nettles. Uh,
Do you have a river near where you live?
yeah, I do. Yeah, not that it's sort of running through town or anything really. It's not like the old one, but hey ho.
I've lived by the river on both of the last two properties I've lived in.
Mm.
So for like the last 10 years or so, I've lived on the river basically, which is crazy.
Yeah,
And I've never lived
yeah. I suppose you have, haven't you? Really?
like the whole time I've lived in this town. I've only ever been like a 5 minute walk away tops.
Mm. Well. I'll only go a little bit longer because I'm getting very tired now. But I understand you got work tomorrow, so I'll be wrapping this up soon. Bit shorter than usual, but I think I've had a good bagged a good few.
You had a few good kills.
Haha. Jesus Christ! Last video, and I'm finally getting fucking good at it.
Yeah, well, it's about damn time.
Mm. There's 2 more bagged. We definitely must have passed 100.
Yeah, I'd say so. That's a challenge for whoever is watching this video still,
Yes.
if anyone is.
Count everything
I,
I've killed.
yes, keep track of how many he's killed.
Ah. Right. I've got 2 perk points. Yeah? Uh,
Looking for some hot stuff.
okay. Where's...
Tonight.
Alright.
What?
I don't know. I just don't like people singing.
Well, gotta get over it.
Okay.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, fair dues. I'm sure I already got this. That's a bit away, isn't it?
Oh, bloody hell. Trot, trot.
Well, it shows me
Christ.
the weight now, which would probably mean more to me if I knew a bit more about this game and took it more seriously, like some people do.
Well,
I haven't really given a good. This is not a good series if you want to have an in-depth view of everything, because I haven't used high. I've used like 2 guns throughout all of it. 3 guns. I think I used a shotgun once, but you can use bows and arrows, bow and arrow, and the shotgun. And there are better playthroughs or videos to watch if you actually want to learn the first thing about the game. This is just me wandering around in the woods shooting shit. So yeah.
I will say that if that weight is accurate, I weigh more than that animal.
That's a wake-up call, isn't it?
Well, this is part of why I'm trying to lose weight.
Wouldn't want you stuffed on me wall.
No, but I'd like to be stuffed at both ends. I mean, what? Who said that? That's crazy talking.
You and your difficult childhood.
You can you see any animals?
No.
That's it. That's an old turd. In fact, no, you're an old turd.
There you go. You got there. You got there, ladies and gents and boys and girls and others.
Look, I'm tired. All right.
Yeah, I'm tired too. So not long now. I'll go another few minutes. We'll go. We'll check see if there's anything at this river, and then we'll head back to the house and we'll call our little. How far have we moved? Not too far. Yeah, have you been? Well, we'll get to it. Oh. Yeah, over the ridge, won't it? Probably.
Ba, 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 ba.
Hardly seems much point.
I'm so looking forward to getting my glasses.
Yeah, have you got snazzy ones?
Well, they're not too fancy, but I mean, they're like I quite like ones that have got a nice thick rim. Something about them feels quite bulky and sturdy.
Yeah. See, I resisted
Yeah,
the temptation to say something after you said nice thick rim.
yeah, I figured you probably had. But no, a nice thick black rim. Um, it's on my sunglasses as well.
Yeah, I've got one of those.
I figured go
Chunk.
with that look. There were two contenders. I don't normally get the second pair at all. I normally just get a single pair and go with it, but I had the cash through this time,
That
so I thought I'd treat
go
myself.
operated out of existence. That's the best I'm getting on it. See, my controller's stuck now a little bit. I'm not actually pushing anything. It's just sort of going, which is actually kind of handy. Not massively handy. We are walking exactly where I need to, and cut it out. Okay. Right. Oh, look at that. That's pretty.
Put it down, Mowgli.
Right.
Reminds me of the goat from Hoodwinked.
That was another one I shot, wasn't there? I can find that. Was that about here? Well,
To do what? They're much better at this whole mountain climbing thing than you are.
uh,
Is that a mountain? It looks like a mountain.
I don't know. Go on, see what you can find. Or not. Do you think... I don't even know whether I hit it. Who cares?
Right. Here's a question for you.
Yeah.
If you could own a cabin in any one of these places, not for hunting, not for hunting purposes, just to live in the place, which one would you pick?
Can I pick one of the lodges?
No. Just in one of these hunting reserves.
If I could live in
If you,
one of these reserves,
if you could live in one of these reserves, which one would you pick?
do I get food delivered? Are all my needs taken care of in that regard? I don't have to worry about food. I don't have to pay for anything. I've got the internet. All that's covered, right? All we're talking
You would
about
maintain you would be able to maintain your current standard of living.
my current standard of living. Okay.
Yes. Just for ease of simplicity.
Um, I would probably choose. I wouldn't want somewhere. As much as I like the Australian map and the African map, there's fucking scary shit there. Russia's too cold. Honestly, probably New Zealand. It's temperate. There aren't any bears or snakes or anything. Um, it's nice enough. Um,
Yeah,
Sweden or Norway or wherever the fuck we were, that probably gets too cold.
probably.
So yeah, yeah. If I could live anywhere, and if I won like 100 million, I'd go to Canada or New Zealand or somewhere like that. Just somewhere quiet and live like by a lake like this. I'd have a big house, and I'd I think I might finally come the closest to feeling any sort of peace as I might ever. What about you?
I don't know. Which one seems the most remote to you?
I mean, Russia's a fucking big place.
It is quite big, but I don't know any Russian other than water.
You don't have to. You could just sit in your cabin.
That's true.
Well, how long have we been going? A little over an hour, I think. An hour, 7 minutes. Okay, well, let's see if we can round it up to 10. And then we'll call it. Ducks. It is rather nice out here, isn't it?
It is. It would probably be nice for us fishing.
Well, there is a fishing version of this, which I will never play.
I've got a fishing game. I'm not sure what it's called. Let's have a look. I feel like it's like Russian Fishing Simulator 4 or something. Which is like a ridiculous thing for us to be 4 of, let alone.
There are a lot of Russians in the world.
Oh my god. I've got a game called Fishing Planet and Russian Fishing 4.
Huh.
So I wasn't that far off, actually.
Well, I'm sure they probably have fish in Russia.
Right, I should hope so. I think all I really want is a private life away from people.
I do. I sometimes think, when you're asleep and you're sort of in that daydreamy phase, I sometimes think, wouldn't it be nice if I was on a spaceship where my every need was catered for and I didn't have to talk to anybody? And then maybe I was the only human being left in the universe, or the only living thing in the universe. And that is the closest I come to feeling peace. I feel a sense of a weight has been lifted on my shoulders. It's quite something. Yeah. I'd like that. I don't know whether I'll ever feel that. Maybe I will. Maybe one day I'll finally just snap and just move away, live in the middle of nowhere, and civilization will collapse. I won't even know because I'll be so content. Mm. Or maybe I'll die in a water war. I don't know. I hope not. Well, God, luck has sort of run its course.
It does appear to have, doesn't it?
There's this thing up there. I wonder what that is.
That's what I'll find out. Oh, was there something there? I thought I just saw. Maybe it was a bush or something, and it was because you were moving. It looked like it was
Yeah,
moving.
possibly. Oh, it's a little station.
So it is.
Quite handy, really, isn't it?
Convenient place to stop.
Well, I'll just have a look over this fridge because I think there's a little pond or something.
There'll be something somewhere. There's got to be.
Yeah. Lovely, quiet, peaceful. I can almost feel the sun on my skin. Can you?
No,
Right. You need to imagine.
I don't want to.
Okay.
I don't like the sun on me. I'm an indoors person. I'm a keep the curtains closed person.
Okay. You can stay in the lodge in the dark like fucking Nosferatu. And I'll
Works for me.
go outside and kill something. Like a redneck. Okay, well. Hey ho. Mm. Well, this little trailer. You see the end of my solo hunting trip around the world. How have you found it?
I could live in a small trailer
Yeah.
quite happily. I think just as a.
Well,
I wouldn't lay it out like this, and I wouldn't have a bunk bed.
well, no, I
But
wouldn't. It's cozy enough just to bunk down in, I suppose. You don't really care after a long day of hunting, do you? You just come in and throw yourself down. I agree about the bunk bed, but I suppose it's it's fit as many people as you can in. But yeah, you just throw yourself down and go to sleep on anything in those circumstances. And yes, have you found
it's,
my?
it's been alright.
Been alright. Okay, well
It's
that's
not. It's not been. It's not been as dull as one might think it could be.
well that's good, and I know you've been engaged from time to time. You've been complimenting a few of my shots, and I'm gonna miss it. But we've finally fucking done it after. I think this is the 14th video. It's more than 20 hours, I should think, of footage of me wandering around in woods, shooting animals. So I don't know. I think next week we will do the two player thing as the first video, and I'll just have to think of something else.
Okay.
So yeah,
We'll work it out. Have a proper think before you
yeah,
commit. You've got a week,
yeah,
nearly
and
a week.
it'll be good to I'll let you choose where we even go hunting next
No,
time.
I don't care. I can go anywhere as long as you're hosting.
Okay, well I'll choose randomly then.
Okay.
Well, good night everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.